Isn't it awful how ticketing systems and the technology that they are based on can make you feel less than human? Like you're a robot. Wouldn't it be great if your ticketing system could treat people like they were truly human, as if it respected them and their emotions? This is a story about Snapper. We're a ticketing as a services company based in New Zealand, and we are here because we think the job of ticketing is fundamentally changing. It's failing to do what it's needed for its existing job, and it can't do what cities will need in the future, which is coordinating public and private transport. We think that by rehumanizing the experience, we can change this, and we've proved that around the world. So let me tell you that story. It all starts with what commuters around the world say about transport ticketing. It can't do its job, and in the end, it will be fired. And what is that job? It used to be about being an enforcer, enforcing compliance on a city's public transport system, paying your fares. But it's now changing to become an enabler, about making the journey happen on your customers' terms, getting them home, connecting them with other forms of transport. And the evidence is that existing systems can't do it. It's a negative customer experience. When we look at the industry benchmark for customer satisfaction, Net Promoter Score, the scores from systems around the world are clustered around 0. Customers are apathetic about their ticketing experience, which is a terrible emotion. It means they don't care. So what causes all of this? It's because these systems are rooted in functional and systems thinking. They're about technology for technology's sake, built by people who are focused on making that technology work rather than working out the job they need to do for their customers. Could we dare to dream about doing this better, shifting a customer's view from apathy to loving it, to delight? Think about it. A delightful ticketing experience. How would you do this? Where would you start? We think that the way to do this is by redesigning the experience so that it is focused on humans, not on cities, systems, trains, or buses. So how do you rehumanize that experience? You start by putting humans in the middle of it, the customer. And there are other humans that need to be involved as well. That's you and your team. You have to have people doing the design work. They have to create connection, empathy, understanding. They need to gain insight so they can move hearts and minds. And these are special skills possessed only by people. We've found to be successful in this field, you need to learn service design. That teaches us you need to start with the feeling that we want to create in customers. And to do that, we need to know how they are feeling now. Creating empathy, gaining insight into what causes their positive and negative emotions. Only then can we start to think about what delight might look like. So we started to look at the process of reloading a smart card. We had a great reload network, kiosks, retail, online. But when customers told us it was too hard, we had to think again. So we set ourselves a tough challenge. How could we make this process of a customer reloading their card truly delightful? We started to look at this using our eyes and ears. Body language when things went wrong and right for customers. And then we started to identify new opportunities and design solutions using simple tools, like a pen and paper. And this led us to explore how we could put things that customers wanted to do right in front of them, make them so obvious and intuitive that they just felt natural. Right down to how you might start a reload app by simply touching your card to your phone, instead of having to search for the app, through to many more complex tasks like reload. Our observations led us to discover that while we might think about fares and amounts, customers don't. They think about simple things, getting home, and they want to vary that to fit with their daily budget or their travel needs. So we thought, let's see if we can find a way to make that part of the experience fun. We then created this concept of a dial within the Reload app that a customer could play with to select their reload amount. They could go forward and backward, up and down, in the most natural way. And even when we were testing that on a paper-based prototype, we noticed something magical. customers began to smile. And this translated to our production applications, where we could see it become even more obvious, infectious, to the point where it's earned its own name, the dial of smile. We could see that we could create real delight, so we launched the service and waited for the reactions of our customers. If we play forward a few years, we can see we've achieved a lot. The take-up is phenomenal. 20% of all reloads now happen using this mobile app. More importantly, our Net Promoter Score is industry-leading, consistently up around 40. Customers tell us it's just a delightful way to use the service. They love it. We've achieved our goal. We're now working with like-minded cities who want to delight their customers. We're the provider of the Reload app for the Leap card in Ireland, and we're in the midst of implementations throughout Europe. More importantly, we're embedding service design into everything we do. This concept of trying to understand our customer's emotional state, create empathy, design the best experience that we can provide. This underpins everything Snapper creates and does. And at a more fundamental level, given the changing role of public transport, we think we can become part of a wider experience that connects with ride sharing, bike sharing, and car sharing. With humans in the front and technology in the back, we think you can make a ticketing experience and ultimately your customer's transport experience truly delightful.